Welcome to this week's episode of the Rugby League Outsiders. Today we are from the very prestigious Super League launch. Karl, what's your first impressions of the event?
I'm just super excited, mate. Rugby League's back, another year, and it feels bigger and better than ever. I can't wait for the season to kick off.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever been to an event like this. It's basically a who's who of Rugby League, specifically Super League. Everybody that counts is in this room right now, and us too, Karl. So do you feel privileged?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I feel really privileged. A little bit of imposter syndrome going on, but you know, we worked hard to get here, so I'm going to enjoy the day.
So if the Super League launch is anything to go by, the 2025 season is going to be an absolute belter. The way the day started was we did a little bit of mingling, what have you, and then Brian Carney from Sky TV then did a bit of a presentation where he spoke to a lot of the players, introduced some of the stars of Super League, and also talked about that eagerly anticipated game across there in Las Vegas. Once that was done, it was then a case of breaking out and the media could speak to some of the stars, the coaches and the people involved in Rugby League. Of course, Karl and I went straight for the buffet.
Spicy that is, you know. Yeah, katsu chicken curry. I'm giving that a solid 8 out of 10. Some tart. Rate my toasty. It was a 5 out of 10. That. Not quite sure what we're on there. Right, I'm here with Brian Carney, the original podcast host of Rugby League, original Rugby League renegade. Brian, do you remember those days?
I do. Calling it a podcast is a bit of a stretch though. It was recorded on our phone, sitting in our car, myself and the great Rod Studd, a man who I love chewing the fat with about everything, but in particular Rugby League, yeah.
Yeah, I used to listen to it every week, mate.
You were the one.
Yeah, I was the one follower. Look, come a long way since then. You've been promoting it for Sky Sports these days. You know, do you still get as excited for a new season?
Oh, absolutely. I love storytelling, and a Super League season, broadcasting a Super League season is about storytelling, and we'll say it every year, but that's the nature of the beast. You will always get different stories bubble to the surface, and then you get stories you didn't expect will suddenly pop up in round 2 or round 6 or round 10. That's the nature of professional sport, and it's a dynamic, ever-changing environment, so it's a tremendous privilege to be broadcasting in that. I'll tell you what, it does keep you alive.
What do you think we can look forward to this year then? Who are the teams that you think we should be keeping a close eye on? Not Wigan or the Saints, you know, the teams just outside there that you think may have a good chance.
I think you're going to see a response from the Catalan Dragons.
Yeah.
Their recruitment suggests what we said in 2024 wasn't anywhere close to good enough. We called that early, played out that way. I think the Leeds Rhinos under Brad Arthur will be consistent.
Yeah.
Not maybe at the levels of Wigan, but they'll have a level of consistency that will have them challenging. They will certainly be a threat. Lee have been forced to go into the recruitment market and bring in a lot of new players, but they've defied odds in each of their last 2 seasons in Super League, so I would expect a healthy challenge from them. Look, Saints didn't have a good 2024. I mean, people say they're the obvious, you know, don't mention Wigan, don't mention St. Helens. Saints had a poor 2024. Yeah. So, again, I expect a big response from them alongside the Catalan Dragons. You've already had Lee and Salford in the top 6, so it could be pretty congested around there.
Right, last quick fire question. Who do you think's got the best kit in Super League this year?
Can I answer on behalf of my daughter?
Yeah.
Her first ever game of Rugby League was the Lee Leopards game. She went to watch that abridged game against the Huddersfield Giants where they played over a weekend because of the floodlight failure. She loves the Lee Leopards print. She absolutely loves it, and every time she sees it now, it's a Lee Leopards print. That's her favourite jersey, but Wigan have been coaching at her school, so she's also a Wigan fan actually. So maybe the borough of Wigan. She likes the borough of Wigan.
Yeah, right. Brian, cheers, mate.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Mike, first of all, tell me how pre-season's gone. Have you enjoyed it, or has it been a bit of a grueler?
You know, it's been a pretty short one for me. I've only been in for 3 or 4 weeks with the international break, and it's been really enjoyable. It's been tough. It makes it even more hard work. You've got to catch up to the lads because they've been killing it. So, but it's been really enjoyable. We got a trip to Tenerife for 10 days, so it was really good to build combinations in the sun. And I'm glad to see the back of it now.
You've had a few new players come in this year. Great season last year. Do you think you've got the additions to the squad to go one step further this year?
The standards are high. We set ourselves, what we keep ourselves accountable about, and with them new players coming in, we'll work hard again. We'll take it game by game. We can't get too ahead of ourselves. We want to be that team that this year to be consistently playing well, and that's what gets you to the big dance at the end of the year. And
right, a couple of quick fire questions. These are just a bit of fun, right? Yeah. Who's best dressed player in your team?
He's pretty good. Oliver Gildart, Ariba Doro as well.
Worst dressed player?
Oh God.
5 seconds.
I don't know.
Right, okay. Best kit in Super League this year, apart from your own.
It got me. You know what? I don't mind the Catalan away one. That's nice.
Catalan away.
Yeah.
Controversial, that one.
Yeah.
Right.
A bit different.
Go on then. Worst kit in Super League.
All FCs.
All right, mate. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Right here with Wigan head coach Matt Peet. Matt, I know you've been answering these questions all day long, so I'm going to go something a bit different. All right, who's in charge of the music in the team?
Me. I'm fuming if I walk in a room there's not good music on. I'm the first one to start sulking about that. Other than that, Liam Marshall, Patrick Mago, they'd be amongst it. Brad O'Neill, when we need a good dance tune, Brad O'Neill will be right at the heart of it.
So what's your choice of music? Game day, you get up in the morning, what are you thinking?
Wide ranging. I'm looking forward to coming watching Oasis in Manchester this year. That's probably one of my go-to bands. But yeah, all sorts.
Did you get tickets through the correct channels or Club Perk, that one?
It wasn't a Club Perk, but it was a friend of a friend.
Right, okay. Quickly, Vegas. I know we've been talking about it all day. What does it mean to you to be going to Vegas to be showcasing Wigan Rugby League? I
think showcase is the right word. It's a landmark occasion for the sport, for British Rugby League and for Wigan Warriors and Warrington Wolves. So we've got a lot of responsibility to deliver on and off the field. I think in many ways the game will take care of itself. Two competitive clubs, great sets of players, but there's a lot to commit to either side of that as well, and we have to make sure that we buy into that and represent Super League the best we can.
Do you watch NFL?
A little bit. Do
you think there's anything that we can take from a sport that the NFL does well?
Oh yeah, certainly. I think training methodology, you're always looking at that. Obviously NFL is a game of 300, 400 set players, so there's things we can look at in how they devise those players and how they relay that information to the teams. They've got a lot to learn in that game, so there's a bit to pick up.
Right, cheers, Matt. Thank you. Right, mate, with the Leeds Rhinos wheelchair squad. Guys, the only wheelchair team that's turned up today. What's going on? Has the other side's not got the memo? What?
I think they needed just the grand finalists, the champions from last year to turn up, so that's why they kind of shouted out us to get over here.
All right, fair enough. First game is against Edinburgh Giants. I know Martin Gill's got it coming to him. You've already been talking it up. What can we expect from you in that first game?
Yeah, Martin's one of the coaches. He was mine and Nathan's coach for a few years when Leeds kind of first started, and we owe him a lot to who we are today. So I've really got to put him to the sword to show him that we've evolved and we've moved on from the Martin Gill days. It's now our time. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to getting up there. Just brand new club, new city, new place. So yeah, all joking aside, we're really just looking to get up to Edinburgh and having some fun up there.
Nathan, how's the pre-season gone so far this year?
Yeah, gone well. Obviously, we've only just been back for one session at the minute, so the session went well. We had a chat about what we expect from this year, and other than that, I had a week off after the internationals, and straight back into training for me for like gym and all sorts that I can do to improve myself going into this season.
Anything change with the Leeds dynamics this year? You got any new players coming in into key positions, or are you pretty steady as you were last year?
Yeah, pretty steady as we were last year. We've got hoping to bring a couple new players through into the team and try and give them a bit of game time and try and that hopefully that'll improve them as players. And hopefully improve like me and all the other guys as players. Playing with different people, it's good to learn how they play and. Yeah, I think we're going into, we're looking good and we're going in well.
If Tom Coyde's watching, looking for that England call-up again this year?
Yeah, hopefully, your shirt's never guaranteed. You got to, regain it every year. So hopefully, if I put in enough effort and give it my all like I've been doing, hopefully I can keep hold of that shirt.
First year as head coach, brought in some new players. How's your sort of spine looking? It's a complete change, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had a decent overhaul. We've got some players in sort of key positions that have just come in. So, our combinations in them key positions are probably going to take a little bit of time to gel and understand. But yeah, the signs are promising. We did some really nice things in our last friendly against Hull, especially in the first half. But I'm aware it takes time when you bring players from overseas. They very rarely hit the ground running. They take a bit of time to adapt to the culture and the conditions and the weather. So I'm aware of that, but we don't have long to put it right. We've got a tough game coming up on Sunday, and then the season starts the week after. So I'm excited, and they're all doing some really good things, and we'll see how it goes this weekend as well.
So you've been coached by a few different coaches in your career. Whose coaching style do you think you mimic? Or you completely took a bit from everybody?
I feel like I'm a bit of a sponge. I took a bit off every coach, and even players that I played with, some of their traits and some of their sort of characteristics. We're just talking about Jamie Peacock, for example. I use some of the stuff he used to say to me in my coaching now, and I think I've got my own theories and ways that I like to do things as well. But I think you're forever learning. You're always learning and trying to be the best version of myself. And I know that I'm an inexperienced coach. I've only been an assistant. I've only been retired from playing 5 years. So, I'm learning on the job a little bit as well. But loving it and excited by it, and trying to get to be my best self, and then obviously influence the players as well.
So you got a big game coming up, Bradford this weekend. You've already poked the fire a little bit by I think you mentioned something about the ground. It got sort of blew out of context, really. But are you looking forward to taking on Bradford? It's a different clash for Castleford.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm excited by it. I love the old stadiums and the history of the game. I think it's really important that we don't forget about clubs and things that have happened years ago. And some of my best memories playing for Leeds are at Bradford in front of 25,000 people. So it's changed, and I think what I said the other day was it's the old stadium's probably not looking its best. But then I coach at Castleford, so I can't really say too much. But yeah, do you know what? I'm excited by it. The players, it's a good challenge for our players. I think I'll get a good indication of where we are as a team and where some of our individuals are at as well, because it's not going to be easy. So they know that and they're prepared for it, and looking forward to it.
Who do you think's got best kit in Super League this year?
Wow, that's a really good question.
Not Castleford.
Do you know what? I need to have a look round. I think Catalan's kit was good.
Catalan home.
Yeah, Catalan's home kit. And which other one? Wakey's. One of Wakey's were really nice.
Yeah, Wakey's are really good. Right. Worst kit?
I'm not a big fan of the Leeds one, to be honest with you. It's like one that we played in.
Yeah, it's a throwback jersey.
A throwback jersey, yeah. It's okay. To be fair, I think most kits are good. Yeah, I'm just looking at Lachlan. I'm in the Lee one now. I'm not so sure on that one, to be honest, but it's got a great sponsor on.
Derek's going to have you for that one, mate. Music taste. Who's in charge of music in your dressing room?
Do you know what? I think Sam Wood takes control, captain. So he's always like I ban phones from the gym. So there's only one phone allowed in the gym with the music on.
All right.
And I think it might be like I'm pretty sure it's Sam Wood that takes his phone in. But the tunes seem to be good. I don't mind a bit of house or a bit of dance to get everybody pumped up. So that's kind of the vibe in the gym at the minute.
Right. And then I don't know. Just tell me one thing we don't know about Castleford.
Wow. We've got new changing rooms this year. So for opposition, you'll be in for a shock. We've looked after you. We've upgraded the changing rooms, and the changing rooms for us are upgraded as well. And there's some really good things happening behind the scenes, and trying to improve the sort of game day experience at Cass. It is what it is. Weldon Roads. Yeah, and I like that. I like the history of it, but sometimes you've got to try and adapt to the times as well and make it what's the word I'm looking for without being disrespectful, make it like a good place for people to be able to play and go out there and play well, whether that's the opposition or ourselves. So you'll see an improvement there.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Brodie, I've voted you the second best dressed person at the Super League launch today. What do you say about that?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I cop a bit of flack from the boys over the time with my dress sense. So, it's nice to get some compliments for a change.
Go on, what is your dress sense, what is your style?
I'm pretty fluid, I guess, with my style. I don't really have a set style as such. I'm not really a designer sort of guy. I don't like to spend too much on clothes, but I do try to dress nicely. So, today I had the denim jacket going and the Oxen smart casual as well underneath. So, tied in nicely, I thought. So, thanks for the compliments.
Well, we voted Cruz Lehman as number one, mate.
Yeah.
What do you think of that number?
Very bold statement, but I mean, only a select few can pull it off, and I think he did. So fair play to him.
All right, look, a few more serious questions. Looking towards the season, then, are you excited for Leeds this year? You've some new players come in. You've got a bit of a new look side.
Yeah, always excited, especially this time of year. Like it's a fresh start. You've been training that hard. We've had our heads in the wrestle room for so long now, so it's great to actually have games around the season around the corner where we're be straight into it and be able to put into action what we've been practicing in the practice training pitch.
Look, your head coach, I haven't seen him smile too much today. Is he quite a hard taskmaster in pre-season?
I don't know if he's got a smile in him. Has he ever smiled?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a tough master, but he holds everyone to account. He's black and white. He's, like he said on his first day, he's firm, but he'll be fair, and that's what he's been to his credit. And the boys have really bought into it, and I think we'll hopefully have a really big season with Leeds there and have a playing style that the fans can get behind and be a true reflection of something that they want to get behind.
Where do you think it didn't quite click for you last year? Because he wasn't quite right what it with Leeds last year.
Yeah, I guess if we could specifically put our finger on the exact thing, we would have fixed it in the first place, and we wouldn't be having this conversation now. But I think at times there we actually were going really good, where we'd have like one, maybe two performances in a row, rarely, but then would have one or two poor performances in a row, and it was just hot, cold, up, down roller coaster. So we're looking and expecting a lot more consistency this year. That was probably one thing that, if we could probably put anything on it, was consistency. It wasn't there, where we'd have one good game and then one poor game. So, put a word on it, say consistent.
All right, I've asked this question to most people, right? Who's in charge of the tunes in the changing room?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
What's on the Leeds Rhinos playlist then?
I'm more a SoundCloud DJ playlist sort of guy, so go for Billy Clements, some good mixes there. DJ Sax is another one. There's all the DJs that have really good mixes, and then once you go through them, they bring out some absolute rippers. So get onto my SoundCloud. I don't know my username because it's numbers. It was made when I was in high school, so I can't remember the username. But if you want it, hit me up. I'll get it onto it. You'll be flying in the gym.
All right, cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Guys, obviously, Nathan, you've been up on stage. You were interviewed by Brian Carney. What does it feel like to be at a Super League launch event like this?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's my first time here. I know a couple of others have done it before, but yeah, I'm grateful to be able to give this opportunity to speak about wheelchair rugby league and pass on my knowledge about building the game as much as we can. But yeah, it's great to have so many different teams here, speaking with all the different players of all the Super League and the Women's Super League, and getting to know how they've got along in their pre-season as well.
And James, just finally, we spoke about this mid-season last year. What do you want to see promotion-wise for Wheelchair Super League this year?
Oh God, where to start? More bigger venues, games promoted. We had a documentary come out last year on Sky, which followed the Super League team, the Rhinos Wheelchair Super League team. So, and that got pushed. I'd love to see more people seeing that. I'd love to see more things like that happening. Behind the scenes kind of things. But these players, some of them have been doing this so long, they deserve to be seen and deserve to be celebrated. And I feel like that's kind of the next thing we need to get onto now, is just making some of the players like household names, especially within the rugby league environment. But just keep pushing it, keep getting it out there, and the more people that see it, they'll love it, they'll fall in love with it, and then they'll tell someone, and then before we know it, we're playing in the Corp Live Arena for a grand final one day. Yeah.
Hopefully, mate. Yeah. Cheers. Right, I'm with the best dressed man at the Super League launch, mate. Have you? Is there any transfer news that we should know about, or?
Thank you, first of all. Appreciate it. Nah, there's no transfer news. It's the first time I heard about the Lee thing since when I got here. When I bought it, it's more the camouflage to go with the hat. So that's the way I saw it. But, we do play them in round one, so a bit of promotion for round one is good.
No, honestly, mate, you're absolutely killing it with the look. Look, how's pre-season been? Are you enjoying it this year? Has it been a difficult pre-season, or?
I like pre-season anyway. I enjoy. There's a different pressure within pre-season because in season you've got the pressure of the 2 points. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can give your best effort and get beat.
Yeah.
Whereas in pre-season there's a different type of pressure there with you can give your best effort every day and there's not the pressure of the 2 points to then knock you back. So I love the fact that, you're getting in there around your mates. There's a different type of pressure and you just to go and give your best effort you can every day. And you're getting paid to go get fit. You've just come off a pre-season camp in Tenerife where Wigan put us there for a week. And we had such a good laugh there, such a good group. So, yeah, I love pre-season. I enjoy it. It's been a good pre-season.
Right. Couple of quick fire questions then. On the way to a game, what sort of music you got on your headphones?
It's changed. Pauser. I like Pauser.
Right.
Like a bit of a beat there. I've started getting into some smooth jazz. I don't know where it's come from. Bellizy or something like that. And I like listening to his stuff. It chills me out sometimes on the big travel on way into Wigan. So yeah, that's probably.
Do you like chill out music on way to a game then, rather than like the upbeat stuff?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I don't listen to music at all. Sometimes I feel like I need music. I'm fluid with it. I don't need to. I'm not too much of a set routine guy. I try and just have it as it is.
Who's usually in charge of the tunes in the changing room?
That's a good question. We don't have them on game day, but we have them every day in training, and it's a combination of Luke Thompson, Liam Marshall, Junior Nasemba. So they have control of it. But yeah, there's some mad. Music's a good thing because there's so many different styles, so many different things what people like. I'm really open with music, so I can listen to anything, apart from punk rock. I don't like punk rock.
Right. Who's got worse taste in music, do you reckon?
Like I say, I probably don't object to too many different genres of music, so I'm not, I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
All right. Okay, looking at Vegas then, you're going to be absolutely thrilled to be going there. Just tell me how you're feeling going to.
I think the overwhelming feeling about today, like what we're doing, we're here, this launch of the Super League, and the way that it's set up with the players here coming in, expressing themselves, dressed in different ways. It's giving me a different feel to the season. The season feels bigger.
Yeah.
And then to add the caveat of going to Las Vegas and playing in Las Vegas, if I were a neutral and all I did was watch the sport, I'd be watching this sport thinking the sport's going in the right direction. It's great for us to be in Las Vegas, the history it's got within sport and the events that it's held in, boxing and NFL games and all this. Then for me to actually be part of that game and be playing in that, it's a pinch me moment, which I'm just so honoured, something that probably in the moment you think, wow, but when you look back on it, on your career, you look back and think that were very, very special.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, appreciate it. Players we should look out for this year who's going to be potentially breaking through into that Leeds squad?
It's tricky at the moment. The short answer is having these new games against Edinburgh and Sheffield gives players an opportunity to move up. We can test out some other players and stuff, but just wait and see, mate. We've got a few kind of diamonds in the rough we need to work with, but yeah, it's going to be exciting, mate. We're definitely going to have new players out there this year.
Right, we've had a cracking day at the Super League launch. We spoke to loads of stars. Karl, who had the biggest presence in the room, in your opinion?
Cruz Lemi's jacket had the biggest presence in the room. No, Hargreaves, just the guy's an absolute giant. You couldn't get near Sam Burgess. He's been just peppered with interviews all day. But yeah, there's been some larger-than-life characters in here today.
And then just in terms of like when you're speaking to people, there might be a stereotype that rugby league players are a little bit thick. I mean, come on, look at you and me, but who spoke well? Who made an impression on you with the words that they used?
I thought Mikey Lewis was very honest. He just comes across as a really honest guy. But I'll just mention him, Cruz Lemi, and I thought he spoke really well because I went in a little bit hard. Might have dissed his jacket a little bit, but yeah, he spoke really well. Very elegant with his choice of music as well. Yeah, it was a very interesting interview.
And then in terms of like our season, if you like what's coming up in terms of the Rugby League outsiders?
Well, we're busy, aren't we? We've got the predictions video dropping every week. We're going to continue with a set of 6, which is really gaining traction now. And then there'll be a few other interviews thrown in along the way, some extended interviews, and we're trying to get to every ground this year, aren't we? Every single ground in Super League.
Yeah, we want to do like a little bit behind the scenes tour of each match day, just to kind of get an idea of what experience you'll expect at different stadiums. We're going to try and get to Hull to start with, use them as a bit of a marker, because we've got a very well-established stadium, team, match day experience, so use them as a bit of a marker for the rest. So we're looking forward to that. Closing words, Cal.
I just can't wait for season to get going. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. It's been an absolute privilege to be at this event, and yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, last year was really competitive on the pitch, and there was just a real buzz. We know crowds were up and all that, and all indications are that it's going to be exactly the same, if not better, this year.
100%. I mean, the fact that we've got Vegas kicking off the season, it's just mega exciting, and everybody wants to knock Wigan off the perch this year. Hull have strengthened. We don't know what we're going to get from Saints. It's just going to be a mega exciting season. I can't wait.
Brilliant. Okay, so tune in next week and subscribe if you haven't and all that.